Welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah Blackwell, and today I am bringing you my February TBR. I am so excited for this because I've had a great reading month in January, and I just can't wait to continue on all of the good vibes and read more awesome books in February. TBR videos are like my favorite to film, to be honest, because I just love the chaos that comes into play with this little TBR jar. Oops. I actually made this myself. If you guys didn't know, I'm crafty sometimes. If you are a member of my Patreon, even just like the free tier, you can give me prompts to put in my TBR jar. And I'm going to pull 6 of them because I like to have some room for mood reading as well. So I'm going to pull 6 prompts and we're going to find out what I'm going to be reading in January. I don't have any Patreon buddy reads going on that I think of. Yeah, I don't have any Patreon buddy reads going on in February. We had a couple recently. I think the next seasonal one will be in March. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so. Also, like I said, if you are a member of my Patreon, even the free tier, you can give me ideas for this TBR jar. So make sure you do so if you want to give me prompts, because I need more prompts. I tend to pick some of the same ones, so more prompts would be good. There are definitely some books I want to be able to get onto my TBR this month. We'll see if I do. Okay, let's go ahead and pick number 1. Just one, please. Okay, this is read a cozy book. Cozy can mean a few different things. I don't know that I'm in a cozy mood right now. I'm in a dark mood, but that can obviously change. My reading taste and like my moods for what I want to read change at the drop of a hat. So let's look at the cozy books I could be reading. Okay, starting off with a book that I didn't think I was going to have on my February TBR, but I do think will be really good for February, and that is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm very excited for this one because I started it, lost my library hold, and I really want to continue on. I would have been finishing it, obviously, if I hadn't lost my library hold for the ebook, but yeah, I actually got this as a gift in December for Christmas, and so I am excited to read this one. This is a cozy fantasy if you didn't already know, but it's also like a cozy romantasy, a fantasy romance. We have a librarian who escapes a rebellion, and she goes back home to the island where she grew up, and she ends up opening up a jam shop, but she's actually selling illegal spells in the back room. I was really, like I said, enjoying this when I was reading it. I'm not sure how far in I got, maybe like 70 or 100 pages or so. I'm actually really pumped to get this on my TBR. It's definitely not what I was thinking I would be reading in February, but it definitely fits the vibes. Okay guys, let's pick the second pick. Okay. I've picked this one before. Oops. Fantasy romance. That's very easy for me. So I definitely have a lot of options here that I could pick from. Guys, I have some series continuations that I would really like to pick. I don't know. I also have some new series I really want to start. Okay, I think I have made my decision. I am going to be reading A Reign of Shadows and Endings by Melissa K. Rorick. This is supposed to be a dark fantasy romance that I know so many people have enjoyed. I saw it on a lot of people's favorite book of 2024, and it just looks really good. It seems like almost vampiric fae, which intrigues me for sure. The heroine is chosen as the personal source to the heir of endings. I know there's multiple heirs. I think there's like legacies and then there's regular fae. I think the legacies are the ones that are like vampiric. I could totally be wrong. It looks like a pretty complicated world, but like I said, vampires and fae and a dark fantasy romance. After this, I might need or want to read The Spell Shop, which is definitely going to work, or vice versa. Like I like to have some dark and some cozy on my list, so I think this will be a good mix. And like I said, so many people have said this book is amazing, and that in fact, the whole series is amazing and it only gets better. And that just has me so intrigued because I feel like so many fantasy romance series do kind of drop off or go downhill, especially for me. Like that could definitely happen. So I'm excited for a series that everyone says just gets better and better and better as it goes on. Okay guys, let's pick the next prompt. Try to make sure like I get a mixture of prompts, like newer and older. But not that I can control that, but just kind of like mixing it up. Oh, yay. Okay, cool. Continue a series. Continue a series. This is exciting for me. Okay, for this one, I'm going to read A Promise of Peridot by Kate Golden. This is the second book in the what is it? It's the Sacred Stones series. The first one was A Dawn of Onyx, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and it definitely left on a bit of a cliffhanger. I'm very excited to see where we go from here. I do like this world. It's very unique. This is definitely more of like a palate cleansing type of romance. Like, it's not super heavy on the world building. It's more fun, and it's the romance and adventure. It's not going to be a 5 or 6 star series for me, but it is a fun series, and like I said, a palate cleanser. And I want to continue on and finish this one out. I'm really excited to get some more series continuations on. I did really well in January with continuing series. I'm excited for you guys to see that. I actually did really well too with my TBR. I didn't tell you guys. I finished 3 books, I believe, that were on my TBR, and then I did DNF 1, but it was still an attempt, so that counts, 4 of 6. And then the other 2, I still am planning on reading before the month is up. There's still a week left in February, or I'm sorry, a week left in January, and so I'm definitely still planning on reading those. It's Gold and Dark Fae. So I'm still planning on reading those actually this week. That's what I'm picking up next. So I did very well for my TBR, and I read a lot of series continuations. So that was 3 polls. So we're gonna pick up another prompt here. Let go. Oh my gosh. No. Oh my gosh, guys. I can't get it off. Okay, I guess that's just... Why did I do this to myself? Well, we technically have 6 polls, but we're gonna have 7 prompts, guys. I don't know why I did this to myself. Okay, so we have a new release. Okay. I have a good one for that one, actually. I'm very excited. And a backlist. Okay, so let's do a new release first, because I definitely already know which one I'm going to do for that. Okay, so on February 2nd, I believe, Eliza Rain's final book in the Flame Cursed Fae series comes out. That is Of Ash and Iron. So it will be a final book for me, which is very exciting, and I've enjoyed this series. It's like a Viking-inspired, Norse-inspired fantasy romance series with Valkyrie. Our heroine is training to become a Valkyrie. And it's really fun, very unique. Also, another kind of palate cleansing type of fantasy romance series. Not super heavy on the world building. It's just like you're here for a good time kind of thing. And it's definitely very slow burn as well. I only just started the series, I think, in like December or maybe November, but I've gone through the first 2 books really quick and can't wait to just finish this off so I can actually have a series, another series completed this year. I'm doing so well with series, which was like one of my big goals, so I'm very proud of myself. Watch me like be like preemptively proud of myself, and I haven't even finished the book yet, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm planning on doing it. So, and then we have backlist book. Okay, here's what I think I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna count this as backlist because of the amount of time I've let go by without finishing or reading Gold, even though I am picking it up next. But this is a backlist series, and it's a series I've been reading for a long time. So I think I'm gonna try to finish out the Plated Prisoner series. So I'm reading Gold this week, and if I read Goldfinch in February, I will have finished out the series, and it's a series I've been working on for a long time. So I'm gonna count it backlist for that reason, while I'm also still finishing out a series. Kind of like 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. So this is the Plated Prisoner series. It's a King Midas reimagining. Our heroine is orange. She's been gold touched, and so she's fully, completely gold. She is King Midas's pet. She lives in a gilded cage, and things go crazy from there. The first book is very much like a prequel. That one is called Guild. It's very much a prequel, and it's quite short too. The romance doesn't really start much until book 2 because you don't really meet the hero until the end of book 1. And then the romance doesn't fully get going, like full speed ahead, until book 3. So it's definitely very slow burn. And this is book 6, and I'm excited to finish out the series. So this one is going to be poll number 5. That was poll number 4. So I have 5 prompts already. Why? I need to pay more attention when I'm cutting these because that was so not cool. Okay. Okay, I got really confused for a second because I was like, I already have this prompt. So I did put this prompt in here multiple times because of my goal to continue series. And I was so confused because I was like, I already pulled this prompt to continue a series, but I pulled it to try to like raise the odds of me getting a continue the series as often as possible, not thinking I'd get it twice in one TBR video. But here we are, and I guess I have to continue a series again. Don't get me wrong, I'm totally okay with this. I have a few different options. Now, this is FaRo Feb, and while I do have a series I do want to finish, I might just try to fit that in around my TBR. I'm going to be reading this behemoth, because I already have extra prompt. I might as well also give myself giant books. This one is like 1,000 pages. It's definitely a chunker. This is the Zodiac Academy. This is book 7, Heartless Sky. Zodiac Academy is about these sisters who don't realize that they are fae, but they are brought into the fae world one day to Solaria, and they find out that they are actually the long-lost princesses, and they go to this Zodiac Academy to try to learn how to control their powers and all that good stuff. They get bullied by the heirs that were supposed to be taking over because the princesses had been missing for so long that they thought that they were just gone. Anyway, they're back, they get bullied. There's a bunch of different romances in this book or in this series, and I love it. I love this whole series. It's definitely like long. It's a 9-book series. So once I finish this, I actually still have to read more than 2 more actually, because there's 8, 8.5, and 9. I think 8.5 is like 300 pages or something like that. Like, it's not a novella. So actually 3 more books. I can't finish the series out without reading book 7, so I'm obviously gonna have to read book 7. So I might as well read this in February. Okay guys, we have one more pull. One more pull. This is the final, the 6th pull, 7th prompt. Okay. Paranormal. We've got paranormal here. Okay, so for this series, you could say it's paranormal or fantasy romance. I'm going to say paranormal for this prompt because it is about shifters. So because it's about shifters, I'm going to put it here. And this is Psycho Academy. So this is actually the first book in the next trilogy that are part of this like 6-book series. Okay, so I finished the first trilogy that follows one couple, even though it's white shoes, so it follows like the same heroine and like her guys for the first 3 books. And then this book 4, 5, and 6 follow a different heroine and her guys. I'm very excited to finish out this whole plot line because things have gotten crazy, and I'm so excited to find out what happens next. There's just so much more to this world, and I just love it. And I love the 2 best friends in this series, the 2 female main characters that you follow. I love them so much. I love their banter. I love their humor. I just love them. They go through it. These books are dark. Please check your trigger warnings before reading them because they're very dark, but they're also just so binge-worthy and just unhinged. Fully unhinged. And I want to read this series before I start Blood of Hercules series that she has traditionally published. Jasmine Mass is becoming really popular, but I just want to get through this just in case there's anything connecting to it, if you catch my drift. So I want to read this first. Okay guys, so these are the 7 books that I have picked up for physical and 3 that I'm going to be reading on my e-reader. These are the 7 books for my TBR. And I'm so excited for February. I'm so excited to get into all of these books. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to press the like button and comment down below. Let me know what your reading plans are for February. Until next time, fellow readers, keep reading and living your best life. You're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.